Hello, I'm Benicio.
And I'm Carson ROCHA. Welcome to the spring edition of the Woodbury Middle School Minute.
In this edition, we'll be taking a look at the Woodbury After School Theater Program. The theater program is part of the Woodbury Power Enrichment Program that is designed to encourage all Woodbury students to be safe, involved, and productive after the 2:10 bell rings. POWER is an acronym for Positive Ongoing Woodbury Enrichment Program. Out of the 850 students that attend the Woodbury, 450 are involved in the POWER program, and over 85 students sign up for the theater program.
The theater program auditions casting begin in December. The POWER program is co-advised by music teacher Kristen Brzezowski and 7th grade social studies teacher Jennifer Genova. Nick has a behind-the-scenes look at the preparation going into the play.
Putting on a student play is a huge undertaking. This year's production is James and the Giant Peach, based on a book by Roald Dahl. Miss Genova talked to us about how she and Miss Brzezowski decided on the play.
Miss Brzezowski and I usually meet in the fall, and we have our short list. We have a couple conversations. Usually it's about expense, time commitment, what are the technical demands. Now, granted that we have the Performing Arts Center, we can be a lot more robust with our technical demands, which is wonderful. We've loved doing Annie there last year, and we know that James is really going to be fantastic in that beautiful space. We have those conversations, though, in the fall. We like to, again, pick things that are appropriate for young performers, and luckily, Music Theater International, MTI, has fantastic options that are available for young singers and kids who are just sort of learning the ropes on theater performance, which is great. But Kristen and I, we talk, pretty much all year round, we are in communication about something about the show. Ideas for next year. We usually meet after the show to talk about what we need to do differently for the next year so that it's fresh. It's a really great, symbiotic working relationship. I feel like we just sort of melded together really well, and it's been a wonderful experience, and we're very lucky to have her.
What I need right now is everybody to put their script and pencil against the blue wall and go to places for the opening number.
We've got James and the Giant Peach that flies, a pack of actors all in disguise. So let that curtain rise right before, right before your eyes.
We try to do shows that are geared toward young performers to grow and strengthen our performing arts program.
Some fun facts about James and the Giant Peach. This was Roald Dahl's first book written for children. And did you know that the book was also named James and the Giant Cherry, which was inspired by a cherry tree in the backyard of Roald Dahl's home? Reporting in the studio, I'm Nick, here for Woodbury Middle School Minute.
Co-advisor Miss Brzezowski has been directing musicals for over 10 years. That experience seems to have come in handy with so many students involved in this year's production. We spoke with her about how she manages that many cast members that have little to no experience in the theater arts.
We encourage every single kid to audition, even if they know that they don't want to be singing a solo. It's a really safe place, and we set the audition room up as a safe space so that every kid, even if they know they want to be ensemble, they can take that risk and just try singing in front of people for the first time ever. Or if they don't want to, it's positive pressure to do something new, but we don't make them audition. So if somebody wants to be an ensemble just to try it out, they don't need to audition. They can join right after auditions start, or just let us know before. But what I like about having these kids that have been with us for a couple years or have been doing theater for a while is they're really helpful in helping those kids whose first opportunity it is. So obviously we start from scratch with everybody. Everybody's learning the same motions. It's not like we level it at all. It's not leveled at all. But those kids who have dance experience or have been doing the show with us for a couple of years, they know what to look for. They know that in the choreography their movements should be big and sharp, and we talk about facial expressions, and they're helpful with each other. It's not like they look at each other and say and they're negative. It's all very constructive criticism. And sometimes when I send a group to work on something just on their own without me saying if you do this better, it'll come out better. It'll come back better because they did it on their own and they fed off of each other and each other's feedback.
Shake it up, shake it up.
Shake it up,
Mix around and around.
mix around and around.
Hear that bump, that piping, popping sound.
I'm really proud of the show because I've noticed some of our older actors that are in 8th grade that have done the show for a couple of years have grown into larger roles than when they were younger, in playing different types of roles.
We held on through the storm. The clouds are finally parted and we're safe and warm.
More than just acting. From building a set to creating artwork, students work together to create the show.
I think that theater really brings in everything. You know, you've got to be an engineer because you've got to understand how to make things that work for an intended purpose. It melds in the arts. We have to give things a certain visual look. We talk about sewing. You know, we talk about, working as a team. We have kids who have to, these kids have to problem solve. I mean, you see what's going on behind me. I mean, this is really student directed. I mean, I'll give them the project, but I'm like, here's a problem, you have to figure it out. And you'd be shocked at the incredibly creative solutions they will come up with.
We're so excited about this year's production. Play will be performed at the Salem High School Performing Arts Center on Friday, April 5th at 6 p.m. and Saturday, April 6th at 2 p.m. Tickets are just $5.
If you're interested in joining the theater club or any other P.O.W.E.R after-school program, visit the P.O.W.E.R registration page on the Woodbury School website.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Woodbury Middle School Minute. I'm Carson ROCHA.
And I'm Benicio.
And
we leave you with this from the break leg players of James and the Giant Peach.
Come see James and the Giant Peach!
This has been a Salem School District Media Services presentation. Watch this and all SSD media programs anytime on any device at ssdtv6.com.